Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's me, your girl, Magnetic Jessie. I just recorded a video of one of my worst dates, and as I was doing it, I remembered this other worst date. So this one should be like really quick. So I met this dude. I think it was on Facebook, because it was a few years ago. The other one was like last year, so it's kind of a little bit fresh of like where I met him from. I believe it was Facebook, and I thought he was a teacher, but he wound up not being a teacher. He was like I think he was a teacher, like conductor, like for the Jersey Path train or something like that. Yeah, sorry about that, my son, like passing through. Okay, so oh my god, I got a burp again, guys. Excuse me. Okay, so because I don't like editing. Maybe I will in the future, certain videos if I have to, but if I don't have to, so sorry about that. So, we got to talking and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, he's kind of a little attractive and like whatever the case may be. This was like a few years ago, before I had my son. So that's like maybe like 10 years ago. Interesting. Did I graduate yet at this time? I don't think I graduated or whatever yet. So I went to school for respiratory therapy, a respiratory care practitioner, however you want to call it. And yes, I graduated. I got my degree and all that. Okay, I don't really ever say that. If I never say that, but okay, he's out there, and this is the only time I'm gonna ever say it on camera. Okay, so and yes, that's what I do for a living. Whatever. Okay, now moving along. So because it got to do with this, why the date went bad too. So we decided to go out, and I finally agreed, and he came and picked me up in this truck. And being that it was like kind of morning time, we decided to go to IHOP. I'm not picky of where. Just don't take me to McDonald's. Don't take me to Applebee's. Don't take me to that. All of these places, that stuff that I don't eat. Just don't do it. But other than that, we could go to a freaking diner, or if the corner store had like a dine-in, we could have done that, as long as I could eat the food or even drink some juice or water. But yeah. So we get to IHOP. Like I said, it's gonna be short and sweet because it is what it is. We sit down, we have a conversation, we talking, and I'm not a meat eater. Like, I don't eat chicken, I don't eat like beef, I don't eat pork, I don't eat stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, I don't eat meat. Oh, you vegan? So I just go along with it, and I'm just like, okay. And I'm looking in the menu, trying to figure out what I want to eat. Now the waitress, he's Jamaican. I'm Haitian, by the way. He the waitress is Jamaican. He's Jamaican, and they were speaking in their accent to each other, whatever. And it was like, "Oh, you don't eat meat, whatever." I'm ordering the what I was gonna order, and then the lady go, "But you ordering eggs?" Sorry about that, my son. Trying to pass through again, but I don't even remember where I left off at. But yeah, so the lady was like, "Oh, but you ate an egg," and then he's like, "Yeah, right." Da, 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 da. And they talking back and forth about me, and I'm just like, this is not gonna work. Like, how fucking dare you kikiing with this chick about me? And it wasn't even like a kiki where all of us can kiki. It was like a kiki where like she's and what the and negative and whatever. You know what I mean? And I was just like, yo, are you serious right now? It's like, oh, but you eat an egg. And like egg come from a chick, and like vegans don't eat that or whatever. And I was just like, in my head, I didn't say it out loud because I already checked out. Like, I'm already like done. Like, I'm just like, no, this ain't it. And he was like in my head, I'm like, how do you know, like, if I was gonna eat that or not? Which I was, but I don't care. But like, how do you know that? Maybe I'll not put that to the side. That's like, I wanted a combo of something, and that came along with it. You know what I mean? So I was just like, what the heck? Like, are you kidding me right now? So that was a part of it. And here I am. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make the best of it, and this is just gonna be it. He proceeds in conversation to say, like, why are you becoming a respiratory therapist? Like, why not be a nurse? And there's this stigma or whatever where there's like nurse versus respiratory. Nurse think that they above all. Apparently, they don't like respiratory. Not all of them, because I've come across nurses that really respect us in the field. Like, I like to say that schooling is very hard for respiratory. Let's make that very clear. And when we work, we make the job look easy, but it's really not easy. We're just very knowledgeable. Nurses is, I'm not down in nurses at all because they freaking work a lot. Nurses, when in school, they learn general. We have to learn in details from the cell to the tissue of the cardiopulmonary system, and it's very, 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 very hard and very competitive, or whatever. I hear nursing is competitive, but like with us, it's like, bruh. So it's like, and it seemed like he knew about the kind of like beef ish that's in the industry of that medical industry or whatever. So when he said it, and I was just like, are you kidding me right now? Like, he's like, what do? You just gonna tell people to breathe? And it's like, oh my God. Like, if you don't know anything about respiratory therapy or a respiratory therapist, respiratory care practitioner, because technically we are practitioners, but we are specialists. So if you know what we do, then you're like, oh shit, like, oh wow, you do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know, you're gonna, even all the time when I went to buy my uncle's house, and then I was like, yeah, he's like, oh, so you tell people to breathe. I don't like that joke. It's not funny, especially when we go to school and we basically getting harassed, and you have to study and be in your books, and it's very stressful. Like, those kind of jokes aren't funny at all, not to me at least. Like, it's not funny to me. But he was like, oh, you tell people to breathe. It was just very negative, and I was just like, why would I want to continue dating someone who joking about me in front of, like, with a waitress, who trying to belittle my profession? Like, are you kidding me right now? So I checked out, and I was just like, like, okay, whatever. And I'm not gonna be like ghetto fabulous about it, and like, oh, like, be in the uprise. Our first date, we went to IHOP. It wasn't it. For some reason, he thought it was amazing. He dropped me home, and I was like, And then about like a day or two, like, I think it was like 2 days, because number two is popping up. Yeah, I think it was like 2 days. He texted me, and I was just like, I told him straight. I was just like, I wasn't into it, because I was surprised that he was just like kicking and, like, check, like, wanting to go on a second date. And I was just like, no. I'm like, yo, I'm not interested. And you try to belittle me with my profession, and, whatever, whatever. I didn't even mention the eggs and all of that. I was just like, no, this is not it. Like, how can I build and grow with somebody who's going to be, like, poking fun? And to know me is to know my sense of humor is on 10. Like, I will laugh and whatever. One thing I won't do is belittle you. One thing that I do not need in return is to be belittled. I don't need you to kiki with somebody. That means you just don't have my back. You don't have my best interest. You're not gonna be there for me. Like, if I have an idea like, oh babe, I want to do this and I know that I can do it, you're not gonna really support me. You're just gonna poke fun and make jokes, and this is not the kind of elevation or support that I need. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life at all. Not from my guy. Not at all. Sorry about that, my son passing. Okay. So I'm like, I don't need none of that in my life or whatever. So I was just like, end it, close it, and sorry about that. The kids was arguing. Sorry. So I'm just like, I told him that, and to be honest with you, till this day, hold on. Till this day, I don't know when he deleted me off Facebook. And I kid you not, like, I don't even remember his name. Like, I don't remember his name. I can't, like, go and look and be like, oh, this is him. Or whatever. Like, I think he deleted me. I don't know. I haven't gone through my Facebook friend list or anything like that to be like, oh, yeah. But, yeah, so that was not cool, not it, and that's not the caliber of man that I would want to be involved in, where you're not going to support me and you're going to belittle me. That's like a double no. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so that was like another bad date that I had, and this guy just clearly, I'm not with him now. I'm not with the other one now. Single life. But like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram with Magnetic Jessie. Inbox me, DM me, chit chat. Let's chit chat. If you're a female, I'm dope as fuck. Like, we can chit chat. I be having conversations with people in my DM all the time. They share, like, different topics, whether it's from the shade room or gossip in the city. Gossip in the city or gossip of the city. But you know what I'm talking about. Or gossip city or whatever, like, or memes, and we just talk about it, like we kiki about it, or we have conversations, and pretty dope. Like, even women that I never met in person before, you know what I'm saying? So, like, DM me. All right, anyway, like I say, like, comment, subscribe, and holla.